Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with Seattle Mariners as our tour through history is approaching its final legs. We will end this series in 2020, maybe 2021, because I do want to make sure I get the full 10 years with my last two teams. Um, so Just as a side note, if we finish this series before OOTP 24 comes out, I probably won't do a second series for a short time, just because I don't really have any good ideas, but I also don't think that's going to be an issue. I think we're going to have to take this into OOTP 24, because I don't think we're going to be able to finish it in time otherwise. Especially since we have two more seasons left with the Mariners. In 2001 will be shifting to our next team. So, first of all, before we get into the video, I do want to apologize. I completely spaced on uploading Friday's video. I did upload it on Saturday. So hopefully you've had a chance to see the Pirates and their latest escapades in the other series. Again, I do apologize for that. I just forgot. I'm an old man, so it's fine. It's fine. Alright, my friends. So, what can we do to improve our team? Well, let's take a look. 103 games, lost in the division series. Cool and normal. So the first thing we did is we traded Kenny Lofton. As much as I enjoy Kenny Lofton as a baseball player, the fact of the matter was he's costing us an awful lot of money and not giving us a huge amount of value as a result. So we're going to need a new shortstop and a new center fielder. And I know that a couple people were pretty passionately against this, but I think I have to use the fictional players because I can't stop the AI from doing them. And the good news is I won't make more fictional players, so eventually they'll all go away, and we'll be back to what we're supposed to be back to. So, I know it's not ideal, but it's the best we can do at the moment. So what that means for us is that Mr. Rodolfo Andrade will probably be our opening day shortstop, unless we can find a quality piece of our own. Because they tend, the fictional players tend not to top out at a very high level, so we're mostly talking about, borderline starters, not everyday guys. So, we've already issued our arbitration offers. We've already offered a big new contract to John Valentin, the one player I can't do without. We will also lose Juan Guzman. So, in order, we need either Abraham Nunez to step up like he did his rookie season, or simply a new third baseman. We need another starter, maybe two. We need a center fielder that can play every day and hit and field if we can manage that. And finally, we need a replacement for our shortstop, which will be Andrade. So one of the deals is already figured out, which is that Andrade is going to be our starting shortstop unless somebody comes around in free agency that we can really make a lot of value with. I am debating trading Rafael Palmeiro. However, we don't have a ton of power as a team. It's mostly concentrated between him and Bonds, to a lesser extent Derek Bell. And so I don't think it's very smart to get rid of them yet. But I do think Palmeiro is aging a bit more rapidly than Bonds. I think because of Bonds' otherworldly plate discipline, he's going to be incredibly valuable, even if he isn't hitting for high averages anymore. So that is that. Let us now advance some time. I think we've already taken care of our coaching deals as well. No, I need a new first base coach. And ideally, I want somebody who is temperamental. Is there any such beast in my system? Marty, yes, there is Rick Honeycutt. The problem is, while Rick Honeycutt is a good fit from a personnel standpoint, he's not a good fit from an actually good at his job standpoint. In that case, a Jim Merritt would be a better selection. And nobody hates easygoing. One person likes easygoing. What do you not like? You don't like temperamental. You're actually going to hurt our chemistry if I promote you. Unfortunate. John Gamble doesn't like temperamental either. So because we have such a grumpy staff, I think we're going to have to hire outside to fill the first base coach fully. So I'm going to quickly add a filter, and I would like you to be temperamental. Now, none of these guys particularly enthrall me. Some of them are fine, I guess, but nobody is like an amazing teacher across the board. Dave Skaggs is honestly probably our best choice. So I think Skaggs is going to be the guy. So let's offer him a deal as our first base coach. A personal message. Oh my. Who's dropping into my DMs? You are presently my AA hitting coach. I'll try an extension. Oh my gosh, you'll take an extension. Wow. He's like, sure, I could be the hitting coach of the Oakland A's, or I could keep being your AA hitting coach. I know which offer I'm taking. I will not complain for a split second. We did get Valentin, which is excellent news. I do think that John Valentin is kind of Mr. Mariner in this timeline, like Edgar Martinez was in real life. Yeah, you could argue for Ken Griffey Jr. too, but I just think that Edgar Martinez, he was there the whole time, right? But Ken Griffey Jr. obviously was also a huge deal. So yes, I feel great about that. We have John Valentin locked up for a long time to come. Is he going to be worth it at the end of the deal? Absolutely not. Is that my problem? Equally, absolutely not. Everyone else took their contract extensions. This leaves us with very little money. Very little money indeed. Is there a way to reclaim any salary? I don't believe that there is. Our big problem is that most of our money are tied up into 3 players, Bonds, Palmeiro, and Valentin. And the only one of those I consider trading is Palmeiro. So maybe that's what has to happen. That might be what has to happen. We'll still advance time a bit before I make that decision. Oh great, Felix already assigned. Exactly what I was hoping for. That's World Championship right there. Did you really get a better offer? I will give you $200,000, but I'm not going to sit here and give you like billions just because someone's probably offering you a bench coach job, which is a better job. I'm not faulting him for going for that, but okay, great. So we have a lot of holes to fill and not a lot of resources with which to replace them. Now, we're going to get somebody decent in the draft. I feel pretty confident about that. I wish the draft was before free agency this year, but it isn't. Any awards? We got Silver Slugger, because of course we did. Holy fuck, Gary Sheffield. You know, I was about to say, how did Barry Bonds not win the MVP? No. Question answered. Holy shit, Gary Sheffield. You better got the MVP this year. Yeah, you did. Holy shit. No other awards. Not that big a surprise. Let's check out the Hall of Fame. Come on, guys. Buddy Bell. This should not be this difficult. George Brett, I think, is a fair choice as well. Bob Coluccio. I'll vote for Bobby Grich, even though I don't think it's going to help him. I think he's screwed anyway. I'm trying to look for people with big vote totals so I can try to get him over the hump, but for the most part, I'm going to focus my attention on the more unsung players. Sixto Lezcano becoming a Hall of Famer really makes me happy. He was a damn fine baseball player, and I'm glad that we drafted him as Milwaukee. Yes to Eddie Murphy. Probably to Dale Murphy. I don't mind him getting some votes. Wow, Rick Manning is arguably better than Dale Murphy. And this is a Dale Murphy that actually stayed relatively healthy, unlike the real one. Although Bill Madlock has 3,000 hits and nobody fucking cares. They're just like, whatever, dude. Don't be so extra. Wow. That is a ton of value racked up in a very short time. He is a man after my own heart. I'm going to vote for him, but it's also not going to matter. Like, there's no way in hell a player with this few hits gets him the Hall of Fame, but I think he deserves a vote. Maybe I can keep him on the ballot. Rick Rhoden, I can see that happening. Ozzie Smith, you can't vote against him. Chris Spire definitely deserves to be in the Hall. Gary Templeton does too. This is like the shortstop class. There's some mighty fine shortstops there. Ellis Valentine, I think, is borderline Hall worthy. I'll give him a vote. I'll vote for Lou Whitaker because I've got spots, but I genuinely don't think he's got a chance. I think he's too far off the curve. There's any number one of there's so many possibilities for people getting in this year. I feel pretty good about Lezcano making it, Buddy Bell making it. Maybe Eddie Murphy. Murray. Sorry, Eddie Murphy's the comedian. But I think Lezcano and Bell and George Brett are the three that are most likely to make it in. And any others would be just a lovely surprise. So we're going to hit submit. And we're going to go up people filing for free agency. Damn, we got some youngsters. Oh, wouldn't Jim Edmonds look excellent on this team? But we can't afford them. Unless we trade Rafael Palmeiro, which I don't want to do till after the league year. Because otherwise, it's going to look like he has a 3-year 3-year contract. He's only actually got a 2-year contract. I think that's how that works. No, to the season we're going into. So yes, this is an accurate contract thing. Plus, this is the other reason I kind of go to Palmeiro. Look at his contact. It's dropping rapidly. And while I think he's still going to be useful, he's not going to be as useful. So let's kick the tires on trading Palmeiro. If all I care about is shedding salary, I can do that. And I gotta be honest with you, I kind of feel like I have to. Because otherwise there's very little I can do this offseason. there's very, very little that I can do. If Palmero is sitting here clogging up my books, and I'm hopeful that if I spend the money I do get judiciously, that we'll be able to fill some other gaps. So we're going to trade for Monty Ferris. This is not remotely about making our team better at the moment. This is about giving us flexibility. And I know it's going to make the fans very sad. I love Rafi Palmero too, but the fact is he's declining. We can't afford his salary, and so we have to move on. So I'm now sitting on $7 million, and I need to be smart with this money. We need to get first base, shortstop, center field, for sure, at a minimum, and a couple of starters. So let's begin by filling probably... Oh, man. Pete Shirk wants a lot of money. Let us begin by checking out the center field market. This is a very underwhelming market for center fielders, and I can't afford to commit a whole bunch of money to just one or two players. Can Eric Davis play center? He sure can. Am I really thinking about Tom Goodwin? There's nothing wrong with Tom Goodwin. It's just not terribly thrilling. Okay. Let's look for offensive players and try to find some good values. I could bring back Robin Ventura. I just don't know how long I can carry that in the lineup. Hi, Mark Grace. Mark Grace, I'd like to make you a Seattle Mariner. I mean, I could go for Mo Vaughn. I do need power. Or Ron Gant if I want to go the power route. Part of me is saying, though, unless I'm getting somebody that I know is going to be a big deal, that I kind of shouldn't spend the money yet, and I should wait until after the draft. Oh my gosh, I could get Jose Valentin. We could get double Valentin action. Although he's a terrible... He's got all kinds of errors. I would love to get Carlos Delgado. But the thing is, getting Alec Delgado means that's all I get, and we have a lot of holes to fill. All right, what is the highest priority of our issues? Shortstop, I'm okay with. I'm okay with Andrade playing shortstop for a couple of seasons. So probably starting pitcher, first base, and center field are my biggest concerns. Where'd my DH go? Who was my... Oh, I also need a DH too. Okay. Is there a decent shortstop here that I don't have to spend a bunch of money on? You know what, Jay Bell? You're exactly the kind of player I'm looking for. I'm not going to give you a 4-year deal. I'm not ready to do that. But I will give you a 3-year deal with a team option. Alright, so Jay Bell is the first beneficiary of my largesse, perhaps. Now let's check out the all batters market, and we're just looking for excellent offensive contributors. So I'm going to sort by batting ratings, and let's look at power. I want someone to at least approach replacing the power of... Hi, Brian Hunter. Oh, you would cost me a lot of money that I don't have right now. That's fine. Mo Vaughn would not take that much money. Interesting. Um, I know I can't afford Carl Everett. That's a non-starter. Let's do a filter here. I'd like it to be at least 60. Because I'm looking for a good all-around bat. I don't just want a big power dude. Okay. It's a shame that Edgar Martinez doesn't have much power because he'd be on my list. Man. Mo Vaughn has been a good contributor for a while now. I think he'd be a solid choice at either first base or DH. But this is going to basically price you out of the starting pitcher market. I mean, I could bring in Edgar Martinez just to be our designated hitter, and there's something about that that deeply, deeply appeals to me. So let's do it. I'm not going to promise you the starting lineup, but I am going to promise. Alright. Mo Vaughn wants a pretty big contract. I think at this point I'm going to sit out a free agency unless I can get a great value on a starting pitcher. I know, shocking, right? That my filter doesn't work here. And I want default because I'm just looking for the best overall pitchers that I have any shot in hell at affording. Wow. I mean, Wilson Alvarez isn't very good, but he's also incredibly cheap. I know the stamina's not there anymore. No, I can't do that. I can't sign somebody that's that ineffective. A guy like an Alex Fernandez does make some sense. He's got a good fastball, curveball, nice control, decent stuff. I don't really have another starter other than Bruce Chen. And while I don't have any problem with giving him an opportunity, I don't think that's the best fit for our team. And I would like one more mid-range starter to help support it. I could do a lot worse than Alex Fernandez. I could do a lot worse than Alex Fernandez. Let me look at pitching ratings, please. And we're going to swap our overall just so I can do a quick scan here. I don't think going for Lima time is smart. I truly don't. Ramon Martinez is a decent choice. He's got good stuff. You always like big strikeout numbers, but he also walks people a bit too much. Maybe not. Maybe not. Like, this is, to be perfectly honest, there's only two good starters in this draft: John Smoltz and Pete Shirk. And John Smoltz is far superior to Shirk. And it's not really a debate, other than Pete being younger. So I'm not going to get a great deal no matter who I go after. Sid Fernandez wants too much fucking money. I definitely can't afford to bring Juan Guzman back. That's for sure. Jose Lima is only 27. Which means there's always a theoretical chance that there's another gear that he can unlock. perhaps. Oof, Daryl Kyle. That brings back some unpleasant memories. Poor guy. Scott Bankhead? Yeah, he's a bit too expensive for my taste. A lot of the stars I'm looking at are second and third tier starters. I think the best thing I can do right now is just advance some time and see who might be around in the draft. Hey, John, stick around, please. We will almost certainly lose more games this season. And there's not much I can do about that. Oh, I completely forgot about Monty Ferris. Can I trade you for literally anything else? Look, I don't actually want you. You don't serve any valuable purposes to me. Let's look at prospects and regulars. I could trade you for Canyon Sturza. We'll look at veterans. Is there anyone eager to get rid of a contract that might actually benefit me? Now the rag arm like Javier Scott. I don't think that's a good decision. I might as well keep him for right now, and then like waive him or something later on. I'm unhappy about it too, but I couldn't afford him, and he goes to the Dodgers and really gets paid. I'd have picked between Valentin and Guzman, and Valentin is the guy I wanted. Scott Radinsky, you say? He's a reliever, though. I don't need a reliever. Jose Hernandez. I don't dislike it, and I'm not giving up a huge amount in return. He can play all three positions. He's arguably better right now than Abraham Nunez. However, he is an asshole, so no. I'd rather have Jay Bell and Edgar Martinez. Wait, why do I want Jay Bell? I have the other guy. I have Andrade. And Andrade is just better. Yeah, I'm a potato. I don't want Jay Bell. I never wanted Jay Bell. Who told you I wanted Jay Bell? So I'm going to quickly go to pending offers. I'm going to yoink your deal, Jay. Because now I can get involved in one of the bigger players here. Because now I've got about $4 million. Which gives us a bit more flexibility. I'm going to simulate 1 day ahead. There it goes. Okay. If I could get John fucking Smoltz, that would be pretty incredible. And would paper over a lot of our other issues as a team. If I can get you to take a bit less money in year 1, I'd be pretty happy to get a player like John Smoltz on my team. And then I do have to still solve first base and center field. But I'm hopeful that we can address one or both of those in the draft. Yeah, I'm not going to get into a bidding war with John Smoltz. I can't afford it. Maybe you'll come back to me, and if you do, we'll talk. But that being out of the question, How am I doing at the moment on power? It's Bonds and Bell. Tron Nixon can't play center, can he? He cannot. Tron Nixon would actually be another possibility to either play DH or first base. I do like Nixon a lot, and I do think he offers us another flexible piece. Even if it's just a bit of depth. Are there any center fielders who aren't garbage? You keep pushing Pat Letash. He's not a fucking center fielder. Remind me. The best combo of power and contact remaining that I could theoretically afford is John Jaha? No, I'm not spending that much money. That's just gonna keep me trapped there. So Mo Vaughn is as good as the free agent market gets. Or Carlos Delgado, who has the benefit of being much younger. He is younger, isn't he? And he wants an opt-out after 2 years, which frankly suits me perfectly. Oh shit, you right. I forgot about the draft. Oh my god, it's my favorite time of the year, and I forgot about it. Alright, holes to fill. Center field, starting pitching, possibly first base. Default, all players, sort by potential, briefly gasp at the glory available, and realize that none of it will fall to us. This looks like a very, very shallow draft. The timing here is not amazing. Like a Juan Pierre might be the best we can do. Gross. There are no center fielders left. There are a couple of starting pitchers. We have Jason Marquis, who is perfectly cromulent but doesn't throw very hard. We have Jake Westbrook, who's a bit raw, but is potentially an interesting pitcher. We have Brian Tolberg, who is a baseball player. Yeah, none of these guys really do it for me. I could just go for Grant Roberts and really shore up the bullpen. And just run it with the rotation I've got now, maybe adding Bruce Chen. Because here's the thing, I want good value for my pick, and none of these players do anything for me. Like, Jason Marquis has control issues. Jake Westbrook is probably the best pitcher here, but he's also very raw. And I wouldn't trust him in the big leagues on day one. I guess Brian Tolberg is pretty solid. He's at least got really good control and a nice mix of pitches, so I think I will take Tolberg just because I'm desperate. But I will take Grant Roberts in the second round. That's an easy choice. Easy pick. Pick. Is this Pittsburgh Pirate Chris Wilson? No. Chris Benson is the guy I was thinking of that played for the Pirates. Who, if I remember, had like an incredibly hot wife, and that's all anybody ever knew about Chris Benson. I mean, you can choose between luminaries like Paxton Crawford and Lorenzo Barcelo. You just have to. I prefer Barcelo, I guess. If I must. I remember Jared Riggin when he pitched for the Angels for like one season, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, or pitched for the Mets." Sorry, and people like, "Wow, he's the next big thing," and then he was terrible. Rocky Biddle and Kelly Wunsch. Name a more iconic Chicago White Sox duo. Man, the White Sox had so many starters that everyone was convinced to be the next big thing, and none of them were, except for Mark Burley. The late 90s, early 2000s White Sox. El Duque, Orlando Hernandez was on those teams too. But everyone's like, Kelly Wunsch is amazing. No, Rocky Biddle's going to have the best future. You're both wrong. They're both trash. Oh, memories. I don't even care. What a terrible draft. I mean, I guess that's the price for being consistently so darn good. If Carlos Delgado stiffs us, I'll probably sign Mo Vaughn instead and try to use the savings to acquire one of those mid-tier starting pitchers. Although there's nothing wrong with using Brian Tolberg instead. Or Bruce Chen. Have a little competition of it as a treat. It is Rule 5 draft time. Is there anybody I need to keep? I don't really care about, like, Luis Flowers. Like, he's fine, but I'm not gonna put him on the 40-man just to put him on the 40-man. Rule 5 draft time. Is this where I get my center fielder? Maybe. Not Gus Maldonado. Anything but Gus Maldonado, anyway. Are there any decent fielders of the center variety? Interesting. Sergio Sanchez is quite a decent center fielder. Let's grab him. Danny Grays. Perpetually chosen in the Rule 5 draft, only to be returned not in the very near future. Okay, we get Delgado, that's first base settled. We have Edgar Martinez or Troy Nixon at DH. We have a new center fielder. We just need a shortstop, and that's going to be our newbie. So I will check, see if there's like an interesting starting pitching prospect, perhaps. But I have a feeling there probably isn't. There is not. Yeah, let's go ahead and just sim the rest of the Rule 5. Wow, Jay Buhner exposed to waivers. That's a bold move, A's. Or Giants, rather. Everyone wants Seattle Mariners players because they're the best. Alright. We got Delgado. Fantastic. That's going to be a big piece to the puzzle. Because he's basically the same as Rafael Palmeiro, except he's a lot younger, and therefore has a chance to not only continue his level of talent, but maybe even get better. I love it. And we did end up getting Edgar Martinez. And that just feels right, doesn't it? Doesn't this just feel appropriate? Edgar Martinez in a Seattle Mariners uniform. It's everything I wanted and more. We're gonna go ahead and go up to Hall of Fame voting results. Yeah, Jay Bell, I don't want you anymore. Yeah, John Smoltz got paid. I wasn't going to be able to compete with that. Chip Bell's like, please give me a job. I'll do anything. I'll give you 10 cents and a pack of bubble gum. Wow, Gary Templeton and Sixto Lascano make it. What did Buddy Bell do to you? Show me on the baseball doll where Buddy Bell touched you. Like, why would you not let him into the Hall of Fame? I truly don't understand how this works sometimes. But then again, I don't understand how the real Hall of Fame works either. So that's fair. How much money do I have left? I have no money left. So we're just going to keep on keeping on right to spring training. Because I don't have any money left. Oh no, Mark Redmond, please. Don't lose velocity. You're 20 freaking 6 years old. Why are you losing velocity? Unless you're just trying to annoy me. Which, I mean, fair. I don't think that's inappropriate to annoy me. Damn, Chris Ross. Holy talent change modifier, Batman. Where the hell did that come from? Like, he's like, oh, by the way, I'm actually freaking incredible. I can't ignore that. And I think he's in AAA right now, right? Yeah, Chris Ross. Here you go. We're going to do a boop, a boop, a boop. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't think I can afford to leave Chris Ross off the roster for Edgar Martinez. I don't think I can. That's too bloody good. That's too much raw, unmitigated power. I can't let that slide. I cannot pass up on that. Despite the fact he literally only was ever a pinch hitter. Like, I don't know what's fucking going on here. Started 9 games, played in 100. Amazing. Anyhoozle. Let's set up a 6-man rotation. Do your thing. Lineups. Do your thing. Really? You're not going to play Chris Ross? Like, at all? Why? Who are you DHing? You're DHing Edgar Martinez over Chris Ross. I mean, maybe? But that's fine for right now. We'll just go through spring training and see how... Is it injuries or what happens there? Okay, cool. At some point, I should probably give Bruce Chen at least a shot in spring training. I just don't feel obligated to do that right now. You would give me the Ethan Meadows. I pass. Thank you, though. I can't afford to give up to Traxel. I need him too much. And those are words that no one else has ever said in the history of Major League Baseball. But here we are. Alright, games are done. Nobody got injured, which is frankly a little bit frustrating. A little bit. Yeah, guys, Mark Redman. Oh my God, Armando Estrada has a lot of potential too, but we'll give him time. Um, yeah, I'm not really feeling it with Mark Redman because he's lost his ability to get stuff. So we're going to have to figure out a solution to that particular problem. I mean, he probably blew out his arm because he threw 300 fucking innings, but apparently there's nothing I can do about that. Alright. I presently have 16 players. That is way too many players. Mark Redmond, go to the minors and work on your shit. Wayne Gomes, go to the minors and play in traffic. I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding by as much as I'd like to be kidding. I want to go to 2 more pitchers. I kind of need to keep Luis Gonzalez, because at least he's a decent pitcher. I'm gonna get rid of Rick Ankiel. I'm gonna let him play in the minors. And Vladimir Nunez had a pretty okay season for us last year. Let's send down Ramiro Mendoza for now. Alright, Grant Roberts makes the team too. Let's re-configure the pitching staff. Okay. Fuck you, game. Mariano Rivera is our closer. Don't be stupid. Just don't be stupid. That's not that hard. I'm going to let Grant Roberts take the 7th inning role just because I want to work him into it. We don't really have a backup starter on the roster, which is fine for right now. But I probably will need to use Bruce Chen or Mark Redmond sooner rather than later. Alright, we got 29 players on the Major League roster. We can only have 25. Tron Nixon goes to the minors. Jeff Abbott goes to the minors. No, I would keep Trot Nixon over Greg Norton. Let's option out Greg Norton. Can I trade Monty Ferris for literally anybody? That just has a minor league contract just to get rid of him. Wait, Javier Vasquez? Oh, this is a Javier Vasquez, not the Javier Vasquez. That's fair. I'll take Roberto Mejia for basically nothing. That's cool. And then one more player gotta go. And it ain't gonna be Chris Ross. That's for sure. Chris Ross is definitely gonna get significant at-bats on this team. Probably an infielder. I'm not going to put Edgar Martinez at third. That would be highly stupid. Oh, I have 3 catchers. I don't need 3 catchers. See you, Raul. Alright, let's blow all this up and let's start putting together our team. Alright. Our very best player is Barry Bonds, of course, so he's going to bat third. What the fuck happened, Bonds? Barry, where did your contact go? You're no longer the best hitter on my team. It's back to John Valentin as the best hitter on my team. Well, that's alright. Valentin's gonna hit second. I will play Barry Bonds third. And then Carlos Delgado cleans up. And Derek Bell hits fifth. I can't not play Chris Ross. I can't. A guy with that much raw power has to be given playing time. Even if it's only against right-handed pitching. So Chris Ross hit at DH. Bats sixth. And that's only because I'm not sure who else should go there. I could do the incredibly insane move of making Barry Bonds hit leadoff. I could have John Valentin. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to do Valentin leadoff, then Bonds, then Delgado, Bell, and Ross. Sergio Sanchez can play center and hit sixth. Rodolfo Andrade can hit eighth. Mike Matheny hits seventh, and Abraham Nunez hits ninth. Okay. Give me a depth chart, please. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go copy and copy. And we're going to come over here. We're going to hit paste and paste. And then all we're going to do is that. Because I don't want Chris Ross playing against left-handed pitching, or left-handed pitching because he can't handle it. He's going to get dominated if he does. And then Chris Ross is then like the backup at all these different positions, and also will be our number 2 pinch hitter. And then y'all can do what you want against in this scenario. I mean, I don't think that Sergio Sanchez should ever be a leadoff guy. He's not good enough, but whatever. Like, whatever, bruh. D. Jesus Davis? No, thank you. I have a couple of misgivings about the whole fictional players thing now that I saw Chris Ross basically turn into the greatest player of all time because of random talent change shit, but that could have happened to a minor leaguer too, so... Like, it's what we have to do for now, but I think if I did another 2-3 this year, I probably wouldn't do that. Oh yeah, Bonds is hitting the wall hard. Very, very hard. Armando Estrada's got a fair chance to be making camp in left field in the very near future, especially if Bonds continues to decline rapidly. Rapidamente. Let us simulate a whole month of baseball. Nobody wanted Greg Norton, to nobody's surprise. Sorry, Greg. And maybe Armando's time is now, maybe. I will call up Estrada. But I think we're going to start Trot Nixon instead. just because Nixon is a little bit more established. Ooh, can Nixon not hit lefties? He's not as good against lefties. What about Estrada? Yeah, we're gonna platoon you, the two of you in left field for right now. So it's gonna be Nixon here and Estrada here. Armando Alejandro Estrada? No, wait, that's a pro wrestling thing. Okay, since it's going to be 3 more weeks. Oh, I see. That's fine. He'll be back soon. Any other wild talent change jumps? No? Okay. It's only a week, or it's only a month. Not gonna waste my time. Like, I'm not saying I'm not open to trading Mark Redmond if Redmond can't get his shit back together, but I'm not gonna do it for no reason. Okay, who goes back to the minors now? It's gonna be Estrada. See you later, champ. And then Bonds just goes right back into his former spot. Because as good as Trot Nixon could be, he's not Barry Bonds. I know, citation needed, but can you make me more depth charts, please? There you go. And we're just going to keep plowing along. Tolberg, you fuckstick. Why? Oh, cool. I love seeing a young player get worse. That's everything we want, right? Alright. So first things first, we're not getting a lot of production from 2 of our best players. For whatever reason, neither Barry Bonds... Well, I know why Barry Bonds is struggling. I don't know why Carlos Delgado is struggling. The good news is we're getting enough secondary scoring from guys like Chris Ross that we're not too bad off. And Mike Matheny keeps out-hitting his actual talent level. I don't know how he continues to do that, but he has been. Because Sergio Sanchez is such a punchless wonder, he doesn't hit for a ton of power, I'm going to bump up Andrade. We're going to let him hit 7th behind Matheny. But if we're going to be a truly outstanding team, Barry Bonds and in particular Carlos Delgado need to really start playing at the level that we know they can play. Because we are not a team that is gifted with brilliant pitching. That's a real problem for us. And I don't know that there's an easy way to fix it either. Because we just don't have any real talent I can call upon from the minors. Steve Traxel's getting lit up. He's just walking people too much and giving up homers. Scott Ellerton is slightly better, but only a little bit. And so this is going to be an issue, right? We don't have the Juan Guzmans anymore. If we make the playoffs, I'm really concerned about how we'll do as a team. On the flip side, the bullpen is equally terrible. Although they really haven't pitched much, to be fair. At least Mariano Rivera is solid. Yeah, we're an all offense, minimal pitching team that isn't hitting for all offense. What is Carlos Delgado's deal? The pop is there, the walking is there, the hitting is not. He's just not hitting for contact at all. And that's not like him. I'm hopeful that if we just give him some time, that'll figure it out. Barry Bonds has only had 70 at bats. That's not enough to judge him on anything. So we're just gonna take it easy and let him play more in the second half of the season. We could use a starting pitcher. How are we doing defensively? Because I know we don't have an amazing pitching staff, but I really can't afford to make things harder on them. Let's sort by zone rating. Abraham Nunez is a trash tier third baseman. Not great. Not great. Yeah, I think we need to move on from Nunez. I think he is the weakest link at the moment. I don't really have a third baseman on the roster that I trust, though. Like, I'm not going to play Edgar Martinez there. That would be stupid. I tried to get cheap with Abraham Nunez, and while it worked out his rookie year, it's not working out anymore. Because if he's not playing third base at a reasonably high level, then, well, I mean, he's not that bad either. I guess you can just keep it going. I don't think there's too much to be had to make upgrades at this stage in the season. I don't know how Mike Matheny continually outhits his actual underlying talent level. It's truly bizarre. I'm here for it, but it's truly bizarre. Like, this is a guy who's been, with minimal exceptions, right around league average. And since he's a fairly accomplished catcher, that's pretty solid. There's a whole lot worse you can get for the amount of money we're paying him. Let's go ahead and go up to the 1st of July and then see where the team is at that point. Danny Graves got returned to us again. Of course he did. The Calvin Pickering, why would that help us? I mean, Calvin Pickering is a pretty good player. I'm not disputing that, but what I am disputing is that I want to get rid of Mark Redmond right now. I see once again he's playing every day. Oh my god. No, he isn't. What is your deal, dude? How do you have 143 innings pitched already? You've got a regular rotation happening. You're just completing like every single start. That's pretty wild. Anyway. I can't really afford to trade Redmond just because he's my most accomplished starter who's not in the majors. So I kind of have to let that go for now. Let's advance forward. Barry Bonds is now dropped off a cliff. He really is now more just a stereotypical leadoff guy because he doesn't have the power to justify batting him third anymore. So we're gonna do. We're gonna swap him and. What's his face? We're gonna swap him and Valentin. Or Valentin's overall superior offensive skill set can bail us out there. Because right now Bonds still has the speed. He still has the ability to draw walks. I think he'll just slot in now as a leadoff guy. He's not very good anymore, though. So that's something we're going to have to keep our eyes on. And probably deal with sooner rather than later. Wow, did he hit decline quickly. Alright. So is there anybody that we would like to trade in order to try to make the team better? A couple things leap out of me. First of all, Carlos Delgado still is not hitting. He was our big offseason acquisition, and he has been an utter bust in every sense of the word. Which is really weird because in Detroit, he was one of the best players in the league, and now he just isn't. This is why. He has been supremely unlucky. Supremely unlucky to begin this season. This is not normal for him, and a lot of his other underlying numbers are right on point. He is striking out a lot more, but he's just not hitting. If he can start making contact again, I think we're going to see him improve significantly after the All-Star break. I am reasonably fine with the position players as they are, except for Abraham Nunez. I don't know that there's a third baseman we can acquire. I'd really like to get a new starter, though. So let's look at the trade market. I could bring in Jose Hernandez to play third. Bringing Carlos freaking Baerga? No. I love Carlos Baerga, but he's not a good fit. What would it cost me to acquire him? Oh, hell no. I'm not giving up any of those players. I'm also not giving up Armando Estrada. I would offer you Carlos Sanchez. I'm going to need you to eat his salary, please. You really want Bruce Chen? I will give you Bruce Chen. Like, I know he's kind of a jerk, but the thing is, he's significantly better than Abraham Nunez in every conceivable way. And this then lets me trade Nunez for help somewhere else. So I would like to try to get a starting pitcher, if I might. Is there any starting pitcher that I could acquire? I could acquire Rolando Araujo. Scott, I remember him too. I don't hate that as a deal, actually. I don't hate that. Just stick him in the pen, make him a really useful backup pitcher. I can live with that. Alright, so first things first, we're going to put Hernandez on the roster, and we're going to put him right in at third base. I need someone who's both a better defender and a better hitter than Nunez, and you are both of those things. Next up, we're going to take one of our underperforming relievers. Felix Heredia, please only be a specialist. I don't want you pitching other than that at the moment. And Vladimir Nunez, enjoy the minors, because that's where you're going right now. Enjoy AAA Dallas Fighting Knights. And then Rolando here could replace Ellerton or Traxel. He's having... No, he's actually not having a better year than either of them. LOL. I'd just be an emergency starter for right now. Is there actually a good starter on the market? Like someone who will actually elevate the rotation? There is not. This is a very bad market for starting pitching. So that's cool. That's fine. I want to sim up to July 9th and then check again. Alright, I kind of want to keep the band together because our coaching staff does work very, very well together, and I don't see a huge amount of value in making change just for change's sake. So I think that I shall offer all of our existing coaches... What did I do? Oh, I created a note instead of offering him an extension, which is what I wanted to do. Offer extension, yes, please. And then all the minor league coaches get extensions, which is great. Makes me happy. Armando Estrada is now the #1 prospect in the majors. Interesting. Like, he's better than Barry Bonds at everything but playing defense. I don't think I can keep him in the minors too much longer. This is really interesting to me. Trading Barry Bonds now would be utterly stupid because I don't think I'd get fair value for him. I probably need to stop giving giant money to people, but in my defense, the two players that effectively replaced Barry Bonds are both fictional, in Chris Ross and Armando Estrada. So I didn't see either of those coming. Really and truly. It's a shame that Estrada can't play defense at all, because right now he's basically doomed to being a designated hitter. Or a first baseman, I suppose. Let us continue to advance time. But I think I'm going to call up Estrada maybe sooner rather than later, because with Edgar Martinez on the Ross off there, I do need a new designated hitter. So, Estrada's going to instantly step in and be the DH here. Chris Ross is playing at a pretty darn high level, so I'm not going to bench him. But I will let... generate me a depth chart, please. There we go. And give me a depth chart here, please. Thank you. Okay. Carlos Delgado, please get your shit together. I beg you. Please. Guys, you can stop injuring my players anytime you want. It's okay. Let me also quickly... We'll add Juan Vela as the backup guy. Is Chris Ross that bad as an outfielder? He really isn't. I'm going to move Chris Ross to right field. so that I can also play Estrada against right-handed pitching. He can be our DH. Is Ross really that bad against lefties? He really is. I guess Tron Nixon can get some playing time in the right field, I suppose. There you go. Oh, do this, please. And then please regenerate the depth chart. There we go. So, who has made the All-Star team from Seattle? Dennis Reyes. Is it? No, and John Valentin. Okay, I was about to say, John Valentin is still playing amazingly. You can't cut him out of the All-Star game. Yikes. This has not been the season that I expected. When we got Carlos Delgado, I thought we would be really kicking it up a notch, but the problem is our older players are aging very, very rapidly, which is an issue. Nobody from Seattle on the prospect roster. That is entirely fair. Let's just keep going up to the trading deadline. Z Cruz Gara, huh? I'm actually really okay with this. Done. That's a nice little trade with a player who could be a very good third baseman. I know he's not a great hitter. I'm hoping that in my system he can unlock some of his offensive potential. I mean, 300 homers for Delgado is better, I suppose. He's hitting 227, so he's still not hitting anywhere near where he needs to be hitting. No thank you. I think Mendoza is a little bit more valuable to me than that, and I might be able to trade him for other assistance. Alright, let us offer up on the altar of players Ramiro Mendoza. All players, and I want to look at prospects in particular. Nobody. I think I'll probably just keep Mendoza then, if that's the only return I can get. What do we do with Edgar Martinez? Well, we don't keep him, that's for sure. I can't afford it. If we're to have any chance at winning the World Series this year, we need Mariano Rivera. Like, it's not optional. We have to have Mariano Rivera on our team if we're going to be any level of competent when we hit the playoffs. Because starting pitching isn't going to get it done. It just isn't. It's all possible that they all turn it on in the playoffs. That's a thing that could happen, I guess. But I don't feel great about our chances. I don't. So, can we get anything of value for Edgar Martinez? Unfortunately, he's hurt. He has picked a terrible time to be injured, which is kind of a bummer. I can literally give Mariano Rivera no money because I don't have any. Oh, well. The problem is we're getting ground against our owner's budget. Like, he won't give us any more money than this. And that's a problem. I know that we might lose money. I'm sorry, but deal with it. Okay? Suck it up. I'm just going to finish today. There's no one that I can trade to really make a difference, and I'm sure there's no starting pitching on the market that's worth acquiring. And even if it was, I'd have to pay a lot of money to make that happen. Thank God I drafted Brian Tolberg, or we'd be in a lot more trouble than we are right now. Doop-a-doo. Okay. Honestly, Barry Bonds might be on the way out. I will put you back on the roster, but I don't really have any plans for you right now, Edgar. Unfortunately, you've kind of been pipped by Armando Estrada, so I'm sorry. Derek Bell, however, is going back into the lineup. Derek Bell is one of our most consistent hitters this season. We need him in the lineup. So Derek Bell immediately gets right field back. Estrada has badly struggled at the major league level, so we'll just slide Derek Bell right back into right field. And then, as always, generate this, please. No, I'm not going to play Edgar Martinez that regularly at DH, am I? Ross is my only consistent power threat. I can't afford to leave him in the lurch. Starter tired. Okay. Like, I don't even need Carlos Delgado to be, like, nuclear hot. I just need him to be warm. Instead of, ice cold. That'd be amazing. Instead, Delgado instantly hits his decline phase at the age of 28, as normal players do. Delgado, if you were juicing this whole time, please go back on it. I will buy you juice. And, like, good juices, too. Like, some nice orange juice. That's what you're on, right? You have enough citrus in your life, maybe you have scurvy. I just love how one of the big concessions that OOTP developments had to make to the Major League Baseball to get the license is it's impossible for players to strike, which is very yikes capitalism, but also, damn son, we won the AL West. That's a hell of a second half turnaround. Like, how big a turnaround was that? Because we were struggling quite badly pre-All-Star break. Once we finish the season, which we're going to be doing here directly, I'm going to take a super quick peek. We won 92 games this year. Nice. I'm going to take an ultra quick peek here and see how different our second half record was. Like, we're definitely not one of the best teams in the American League. We're good enough to make the playoffs, which is all that matters. But if we do expanded standings here, if we look at post All-Star break. Yeah, we were a pretty hot team post All-Star break. In fact, no team in the American League won more games than we did after the All-Star break, which is pretty bonkers. Let's check out our playoff roster. I honestly don't mind leaving off Tomas Perez, if not for the fact that I don't have a backup in the infield. Let's remove let's remove Trot Nixon from the playoff roster, so we can add Perez back in. I don't want to get caught flat-footed if somebody gets hurt. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. Like, if we won the World Series here, it will all have been worth it. But if we don't, then it won't have been. Let's take a moment to figure out how we did as a team this year. Guys, John Valentin might not be human. Like, every single season that we have a big comeback, it's because of him. What the fuck? Oh, I'm on the expanded batting stats page. He's been truly amazing. In a season where a lot of players have been awfully disappointing, John Valentin was just the soul of consistency. Barry Bonds did recover slightly, but it's clear he's a very different player now. And I think having him as our leadoff guy is an excellent use of the talents he still retains. He's still a great base stealer and amazing at getting on base. The only reason Derek Bell didn't get a 4-win season or higher is because of his injury. Other than that, he continues to be one of our most reliable players. I can't predict Mike Matheny anymore. It's clear that I just don't understand baseball at all. How someone with these mediocre of stat ratings continues to be one of the best performers on the team. I really have no arguments there. By most stretches of the imagination, Carlos Delgado was a disappointment this year. He was. He was close to his normal, but he was off to such an ice-cold start that he really hurt the team. However, he did turn it around, and he did give us 40 home runs. If we compare that to former Mariner Rafael Palmeiro, who hit exactly 42, would Palmeiro have been the better guy this season? Just barely. But he too struggled mightily. Let's shortlist him. I like Rafi Palmeiro, but the real strength of this team is the fact that very few people were below average. Jose Hernandez, Sergio Sanchez both offered a lot of value. Sergio drew plenty of walks. Jose Hernandez offered some pop out of third base, which is always appreciated. Rodolfo Andrade was not perfect, but he was a reliable glove and had a surprising amount of pop. So yeah. I think our ceiling at offense was lower than it's ever been, but the floor was still very high because John Valentin just carried the team on his back. Kicking and screaming, perhaps. Our pitching staff. We got solid performances out of Derek Lowe and Justin Thompson, but Scott Ellerton was a dumpster fire. And that's why he's not going to be a regular starter in the postseason. We're going to go to a 4-man rotation. Sorry, Scott. The problem with Ellerton is he is very, very reliant on control, and he hasn't been great at that. Like, he's striking out more people than he walks, which is fine, but his raw talent level isn't enough to overcome his mediocrities as a person that executes his strategy. Alright, so Grant Roberts and Luis Gonzalez, I'm going to just make you both regular middle relievers. Because the only relievers I truly trust this season are Mariano Rivera and Dennis Reyes, and I want them pitching in the big scenarios. I'm going to put Billy Koch on use more often, perhaps, come playoff time here. But we shall proceed into the playoffs. I'm totally honest with you. I don't see us doing great in the playoffs unless we just really catch fire. Because we don't have an amazing pitching staff at this point. Okay, Greg fucking Maddux. We might be screwed already, but we'll see what happens. Yep, Twins beat us in game 1. We rally in game 2. Nice. And we win game 3. And well, all those games were really close, but we got it done when we needed to. I like how Alex Gonzalez is on the losing team and was still playoff MVP. Can I really argue with that? Not really. He was a pretty great hitter. And nobody on the Mariners, like, really stepped up in a jet way, other than Armando Estrada. Like, holy forking short balls. 2 hits, 2 homers as a pinch hitter. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. And whom shall we be facing in the League Championship Series? We are facing the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's get at it. A Game 1 victory. Man, this bullpen is fucking bailing us out big time. Got a lot of really close games. Toronto just obliterates us. We're on the cusp. There we go, guys. Look who decided, oh, wait a minute. I want to help the team out. It's Carlos freaking Delgado who got really hot for the first time in the postseason. Of course, I mean, John Valentin being amazing just goes without saying. But very nice. We're in the World Series, guys. I genuinely didn't even think we'd make the playoffs at the All-Star break, and yet here we are. Oh, no. I accidentally simmed the entire World Series. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, good. Sorry, guys. I wasn't paying attention. I clicked the wrong button. Let us simulate this next game here. Really? We're up 3-0 and then get beat 3 times by the Mariners. Or the Marlins. Unbelievable. I mean, maybe the Mariners are the reason we're getting beat, but we're going to go to a game 7. Holy shit, Florida. Nomar Garciaparra, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez, and John Olerud. Holy shit, Florida. How did you get this shit together? That's terrifying. Wow. Friends, that's bonkers. That's what we call that. Oh, I don't think you can hear the audio. That is also very quiet. But yeah, it's not actually picking it up. Oh well. Anyways. Yeah, so this is going to be, frankly, quite terrifying. Florida has a entirely redonkulous team, so we're gonna have to get real lucky with Justin Thompson to have any kind of chance at winning this game. We're gonna need him to be the Justinest Thompson he's ever been. Oh no. Yeah. This could get real bad. Oh my god, Thompson. Okay. You guys, this could get real bad. I'm certainly hoping that we can win this game, but honestly, I'm kind of shocked that we won the first 3 games as good as Florida's team is. We're going to try to get people on base. You can do your thing. God damn it, Barry. Really? Oh my god. Striking out the side by Kelvin fucking Escobar, who is not a great strikeout guy. That's not a great sign, my friends. That's not a great sign at all. This is like an all-star team, but it's all one team. That's pretty wild. Alright. I need players to just be amazing. If you could do that for me, that'd be great. That's an out. Yeah, Kelvin Escobar is thoroughly mediocre, so we should be able to do some damage to him. Or we can just hit harmless fly balls. That's fine too. And another harmless fly ball. That's our theme today. Like, literally every time they hit a baseball, my heart jumps a little bit just because how terrifying you all are. Nice work, Matheny. All right. The no-hitter is over. Fuck you, Marlins. And then we hit into... No, we don't hit into a double play. Nice work. I will let Jose Hernandez take a swing and strike out. Cool. Alright, come on, Bonds. I need you to come through here. Alright, bases loaded for John Valentin. This is your moment, my friend. Make it happen. Hey, walking in a run, no shame in that. As long as you get across the plate, that's all I care about. Oh my. Yes! Grand slam! Carlos, you magnificent sausage. Oh, that was glorious. Oh, that was incredible. Did that say 501 feet? Let me go real quick. Let me hit. Let me check out the game log. Does that say 501 feet? 401 feet, okay. Still happy, but I was like, 501 feet? That's pretty wild. And Dirk Ball strikes out. And a harmless fly ball from Chris Ross. But that's okay, because we had a very harmful fly ball earlier. Now, Justin, here's what I need you to do. I need you to do your very, very best to keep us in this game. That's what I need from you. Immediately giving the lead back, by the way, is not going to reflect well on you. So please pitch good. Nice! Oh man. Matheny. You know what, Thompson? I'm totally fine with you walking him there. That was exactly the right call. That was not... Okay. That's fine. Get us a nice double play. Oh, that was beautifully timed. Beautifully timed. Alright. I just want to put on a little bit of distance if we can. If we could add, like, another run, that would be great. That'd be amazing. Look at Rodolfo Andrade with his game today. Hitting some solid singles. Oh, that's in the fucking gap. You better score on this, Andrade. Sanchez gets a triple. Amazing. That's why they say speed kills, my friends. That was truly inspired. I love it. Alright. Barrington. Q Bonds. Alright. I am not letting Justin Thompson face this lineup a third time. You're just going to pitch the rest of this inning, and then you're going to get replaced in the top of the sixth. Oh my god, what? Delgado. You know what? I'm sorry. I can't be mad at you. You hit a fucking grand slam in Game 7 of the World Series. I don't think I'm allowed to be annoyed at you for that. Good play by Hernandez. Really? Andy Sheets gets a 2-run fucking homer. Really? Oh my god. And you walk Darren Lewis. Oh no. Justin, please. Okay. Alright. Thank you for your service, Justin. You will not be pitching any further in this game. Let me warm up Luis Gonzalez and Felix Heredia. No, just Luis Gonzalez. No, Felix Heredia too. Just in case. Let's keep up the pressure if we can manage it, though. And, of course, John Valentin, leadoff double, as you do. Oh, Valentin. That was an opportunity to run to third. He struck out Carlos Delgado. Mad respect for that. Oh, look at that positional hitting by Derek Bell. Played the plate and safe. Nice. Oh god, look at that Submariner motion there. That's disgusting. Did Mike Matheny just hit a 2-run homer? He did hit a 2-run homer. Holy shit. Alright, Justin, GTFO, hit the showers, well done. Okay. Phew! But that could have been bad. John Olerud is actually better, but I don't think it's valuable to pull and bring in Heredia just for one pitcher. Guys, can you stop stealing bases on me? That would be nice. Stealing is a crime, that's why it's called stealing. And Pug just hit a 3-run homer, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Thanks guys. Can we not make this quite so nerve-wracking? If that's allowed, if that's permitted. Let's warm up. God, I need 2 innings out of someone. Because I don't want Mariano Rivera pitching 2 innings. Okay, let's do the math here. I have to get through 3 more innings. And I only have 3 pitchers that are rested. One of whom is a lefty, which is not going to be ideal. I think I'm going to warm up Arrojo, and we're going to try to get him to pitch an inning, just so that I can preserve some options later on. If we could add another run or 2, though, I'd feel pretty good about that. No? Okay. Yeah, that last one wasn't a strike. That's kind of bullshit, Oh god, Barry Bonds is like worthless against left-handed pitching now. I should have pinch hit for him. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I'm not keeping Luis Gonzalez in for some reason. I guess we could try it. Like, I know he's already gotten lit up, but I wouldn't mind getting 1 more inning out of him and then giving myself more options. Okay, if you can possibly get Nomar Garciaparra out, that would be lovely. I need you to help me out here. You know what? I will take that. I will not sing. Nobody wants to hear that. I will, however, warm up Billy Koch. I think I'm going to warm up Heredia again. Because I think Heredia would be a great... Because Oler is clearly that much better against left-handed or right-handed pitching. That if we can get Heredia to get Olerud out, I think we'll be in better shape. Thank you, Valentin, for that lovely out. That's what I've always wanted. I actually was afraid that was an out. Because Delgado hit that so hard. There we go. Delgado moves up. Nice. That's just a harmless out, though. Sadly. That is also a harmless out. Alright, let's bring in Billy Koch. Oh my word. Oh, it's an out. Wow, I thought that was a homer. I thought was like, that just rocketed off of his bat. Really? You walk Alex Rodriguez? Let's bring in Heredia. Maybe we can get Olerud to hit into a double play. That'd be pretty nice of him if he'd cooperate with that. Or you could get a hit, you jerk. Good work. And Jesse Barfield strikes out. All right, Mo. Warm up. I wouldn't hate one more run, to be honest with you. If we could get that, that would be great. Or double play, that's good too. Oof, he almost beat that out. Oh my god, I almost told him to pitch. Get in there, Mariano Rivera. Oh my god, Rivera, no, please. Don't do this to me. And you fucking walk. Oh my god, the bases are loaded for Nomar Garciaparra. This is a fucking nightmare, Rivera. Wow. Can you fucking do your job? Wow, did you make the top of the ninth way more exciting than it needed to be. Oh my gosh. What a game. What a freaking game. Like, for everything that went wrong last season, we kind of got our karma back here. Truly sensational work by Justin Thompson. I want to kind of give him the second game ball. Carlos Delgado obviously gets the game ball because of his grand slam, but we got a lot of production from people we don't normally get production from. I mean, look at that. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters all had 2 hits. Got a home run out of Mike Matheny. Just incredible play. Of all the teams that we've had that I thought would never even make the World Series, I genuinely didn't think the Mariners could do it because our pitching staff was so underwhelming. But we did win it. And I'm going to tell you why we won it. And I hope that you all will take this lesson to heart because the AI does this all the freaking time. There is one reason and one reason only we won that. And that game and during that series. Hi. Yes, Darren Lewis has a decent base running. Yes, Darren Lewis has decent discipline. He should not have been leading off. He shouldn't lead off for any team because he's not that kind of player. He's not good enough for that. He's also not a great center fielder. But yeah, Darren Lewis is basically why we won. And I would say Andy Sheets, but Andy Sheets hit a fucking home run, so clearly he's not that bad. This is an utterly terrifying team, and we escaped with the World Series win in 7 games, and I'm freaking here for it. That was incredible. Derek Bell voids his contract. Derek Bell probably wants to make a whole bunch of money. Yeah, he does. That's an interesting question, actually. Do we bring back Mariano Rivera or do we bring back Derek Bell? Because I probably can't do both. I probably cannot do both. I'm going to really quickly deal with the arbitration stuff, and then we'll go from there. Okay, Scott Ellerton, non-tendered. Derek Lowe, very tendered. I'll give you a bit of a raise as a treat. Justin Thompson, you are the hero, my guy. You are an absolute hero. I'm not going to give you a big deal, though, because I don't want to torch the team once I've left. Because next season is our final season with the Seattle Mariners. Win, lose, or draw. So I don't want to deliberately hamstring the team. Because I do want them to succeed. But holy shit, that Marlins team was crazy. That was like the Phillies team we faced a couple seasons ago. Felix Heredia is fine, I suppose. I doesn't really I don't lose my shit over how amazing he is, but hey, when we needed big strikeouts, we got them from him. Denise Reyes, yes, he gets a raise, and justifiably. Tomas Perez, I don't think is worth keeping anymore either. I think we're going to untender him, save some money. Trot Nixon is worth keeping, so I will offer him a contract extension. So, I presently have for extension $7 million. I cannot bring back both Derek Bell and Mariano Rivera. So this is what Rivera wants, and this is what Bell wants. What I'd like you to do, my friends, is think about that. Think about who you think I should bring back of the two of them. I've got to be honest. I'm leaning Mariano Rivera because I think between Ross and Nixon and Estrada and Bonds that we have a pretty solid outfield. But Derek Bell has been one of our most consistent players for quite some time now. Getting him from Cleveland gave us just this really incredibly reliable bat. And I don't think it's going to be easy to replace him if we do let him walk. I don't blame him for opting out, but yeah, owner goals. You better be over the fucking moon with me. Okay. Coaching is fine. None of the coaches retired, I don't think. I'm 103 years old. That's only because I literally turned back time. So, my friends, I'd like you to give me your feedback in the comments and see who you think of the two we ought to bring back. Do we bring back Derek Bell, or do we bring back Mariano Rivera? I am leaning Rivera, but I will listen to arguments either way. I think there's something to be said for either option, quite frankly. Or there's something to be said for letting both of them walk. Other thing I'm going to do next episode is I'm going to try to trade both Ellerton. Actually, I can do it now. Will anybody trade me for Ellerton? And if so, what will you offer me? I will also accept regulars. No. You can take Mike Grace and shove it. Interesting. I'm getting quite a few offers, which I didn't expect, and I'm here for. Is there a specific area I'd like to upgrade at? I wouldn't hate David Bell. I would not hate David Bell. Before I trade Ellerton, we need to ask ourselves a much more interesting question. Is this the season we trade Barry Bonds in the offseason? Because if we trade Bonds and can get a big starting pitcher for him, that would put us in a great position to repeat next year, in my opinion. And then I can use Ellerton to either upgrade the outfield or something like that. What if we offered up Barry Bonds in trade? Because Bonds is declining rapidly. We absolutely cannot expect him to maintain his value. Literally nobody will give him to me. Great. We'll wait till free agents file, because then we'll lose a year off his contract, and we can talk about it then. So, trading Ellerton. I mean, no one's going to give me anything with Tomas Perez, are they? Is anybody that eager for Tomas Perez level action that they'll give me something of interest? Okay. There's all people trying to get rid of salary. Understood. Yeah, John Smiley doesn't do it for me. Nope. All the players being offered are quite badly flawed in one way or another. So I don't think that I'm going to partake in any of them. Yeah, John Smiley's only got 2 pitches, and he's more or less just an innings eater, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't really feel like eating that much money. I'll tell you what, though. If they will eat some or all of John Smiley's contract, then I'll do it. How much of your salary would you actually do? If they'll eat 60% of his salary, I will make this trade. Because I think Smiley is a genuine upgrade as a starting pitcher, and it doesn't cost me anything. Other than a guy I'm not going to keep anyway. So we're going to submit that as an offer, and we'll see what happens next episode. Until next time, my friends, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series thus far. Next episode, we're going to finish up with the Mariners, and maybe repeat. But honestly, I'm just going to be there for the ride, because this is an incredible season where we came out of nowhere to win the World Series. I genuinely didn't see this coming. And the raw talent level of Florida in this particular season, we should have been swept in 4 games. Completely honest with you, while we had a lot of talented players, we had nowhere near. There are how many Hall of Famers on that team right now? IRL Hall of Famers? Let's see. Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez would both be Hall of Famers if not for the PED thing, no question. Pudge is a Hall of Famer. A healthy Nomar and a healthy John Olerud are probably also Hall of Famers. Mark Burley, honestly, I don't think Mark Burley gets enough attention for the Hall of Fame. I truly don't. Especially because of the kind of pitcher he is. He was a soft tosser for the White Sox for a long-ass time, and he got a lot of stats racked up. He wasn't as exciting as, say, an Andy Pettit, who I think are very comparable in a lot of ways statistically. The difference is that Andy Pettit got postseason chances and won World Series rings, and Mark Burley didn't. That's not true. Didn't Mark Burley win the World Series with the White Sox? I swear they won one while he was on their team. 2005, I think he won the World Series, didn't he? I genuinely can't remember. No, the White Sox definitely won the World Series when Mark Burley pitched for them. I'm going to do a quick Google search. Chicago White Sox World Series win. They won in 2005, so I was correct. That is Mark Burley to get a ring with the White Sox there. But, like, compared to an Andy Pettit, though, he looks quite a bit worse. Andy Pettit also has a few more wins, too, but then again, he pitched for the fucking Yankees. And he also pitched longer than Mark Burley did. If I had a Hall of Fame ballot, I would strongly consider voting for Mark Burley. But partly that's just because of how unique he is as a player. He never threw hard. Like, not at all. Like, yeah, 87, 89, and he carves out that long a career that's that good is just wild. It's completely insane, and I love it. I love guys like Mark Burley. Yeah, anyone can win, 200 plus games if you're striking people out like 200 a season. Mark Burley never did that. Mark Burley never once struck out 200 guys in a season. Also, let's talk about other. This is like a who's who of pitchers who all didn't quite fulfill their potential. Todd Stottlemyre pitched for the Diamondbacks, I remember, toward the end of his career. Looks like he pitched quite a bit for Toronto and St. Louis. Kelvin Escobar of the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, never quite made it. Eric Milton of the Minnesota Twins. That's a name I very clearly remember. When the Twins had Brad Radke, Eric Milton, Rick Reed, and who was the fourth guy in that rotation? Where they were like all surprisingly good. Then Francisco Liriano joined them toward the end of that little rotation thing here. But I remember Eric Milton always being the one that would do really good against Cleveland. Well, Brad Radke drove me fucking crazy. Brad Radke, man. A change-up specialist. It has to be so frustrating as a major league hitter. So frustrating to watch somebody throw that soft, a change-up as their primary pitch, and you just can't hit the damn thing. That's truly crazy. Truly, truly crazy. But that's enough for this brief trip down memory lane of my remembers of the AL Central battles of the 90s and 2000s. As I then turn over to you guys in the comment section. Do we bring back Mariano Rivera, or do we say goodbye to him, bring back Derek Bell? Do we tell them both to get lost? And what do we do about Barry Bonds? Do we think we'll find a taker? I don't know. But one more season with the Mariners, then we'll have to see who we move on to next time. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series, both of them. But until next time, this has been Up Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.